Project Winter is a 5 to 8 player co-op game with 2 of them being traitors in your midst across 3 game modes. Recently, they have an additional mode called Blackout that has its own set of rules, and then you have Basic and Normal. Basic, you don't have the roles, but with Normal, you have separate roles for both the traitor as well as the regular survivors, and potentially an additional one that can join either the traitor or the regular survivor side. There's this whole crafting system that you have in this game with this winter cabin in the woods type of theme. First and foremost, the multiplayer works very well. You can do a quick play, or you can choose to join a particular lobby, either the basic or the normal mode, or if you pay for the DLC, the Blackout mode, where the game rules change over time. So if you're hung up on buying this, you're interested in the concept, it's just how the multiplayer functionality works, go ahead. Only thing is, this is more of a mic required game. I don't use a mic typically. I just use the emoticons to really test it out. And I would actually get kicked out a few times because I didn't use a mic. So this is a good thing if you want to be using a mic when everybody be talking, but it's a bad thing if you kind of don't want to. But I was still able to play games either without a mic, so that wasn't an issue. The crafting part works well. Whether you're the regular survivor or you are a traitor, you can do all the same stuff. The difference with the traitor, of course, is you can do things like poisoning food, sabotaging the objectives that have to be completed. The crates that are around the map, you can pick up those, or even go and tunnel from one spot to another to get across the map more quickly. The goals with the survivors, though, is to eventually escape in basic mode on the chopper. If you play normal, there are more objectives complete, and the game is quite a bit longer and more complicated. But then once everybody escapes, that's it. It's thought out too. Like if a survivor doesn't make it, he can call the chopper again and then run out, and then during that time the traitors can still sabotage. So they don't always play out the same way. With the traitor, though, you want to be careful not to be found out, and I mean, I'm terrible at this game. I would always get found out. Early on, at least, I was always going to the crate, someone finds me, and then they tell the rest of the team, and then I get knocked off pretty quickly. But you learn each time you play the game kind of how to do it, and you'll be the traitor enough times, since it's 2 out of 8, so you have a 25% chance of being the traitor, and the other guy often knows what he's doing. And then they'll make mistakes, though, either way. Like the other group won't get weapons, and then the traitors can take them out easily if they know what they're doing. Or like what I did with the crate, you get found out, and then the whole team, someone puts your name on a ledger, and then they know you're the bad guy. If a couple other people do it, they can kind of vote on that. So a well designed, well thought out in how the game works. There's some other random things, like you can all be bunnies for a short amount of time, so you can't tell who is who. So if someone is getting knocked off by somebody else, then you don't know who the guy is if he's out of the line of sight and he runs off, and then someone else comes back. There's other things too, like where you can take their identity, you can take their clothes, and then you have to remember who is who a little bit as the survivors. But the progression, the system, I think works really well. Not knowing anything about the game, jumping into it, you learn naturally how to craft the items you need to craft, and as like even the traitor too, kind of how to go about the game, taking your time, the right opportunity to kind of jump in. Here's an example though of me taking someone's clothes. We took out a few guys, so just to confuse them, they don't know who the bad guy is, because like if you put the bad name on the ledger, and somebody else shows up, you might still think it's the other guy that was the killer, and then you don't know what to do. No real issues with glitches. I just had a moose drag along with me a while. The game did came out a while ago. It just recently came out on Game Pass, where I played on PC. Based on a half dozen hours, I do recommend it. It is, for being a multiplayer game, having enough people on, there aren't any technical issues. The game design is sound and good. So if you're on the fence, just try it out first, and then I would buy after, because you're going to have lots of hours playing this if you are interested in it. But if you do like this video, please give a like. Really liked it, consider subscribing. For picking up on Game Pass, please check out the link below. It's on PC or console. And I will see you next time.
Project